Hey guys, North Georgia Peach again. I have got the second redneck talk show. This is going to consist of some things that are heirlooms for rednecks, some things that women do for their man, and presents that redneck men get for their redneck women, and just a few odds and ends. So just listen up. I was talking to you about my daddy coming from Hell's Holler. He did, and that's the honest to God truth. Do you know that a lot of houses in Hell's Holler still have wells? I'm not talking about the kind that you have the little box, little building outside your house and it goes into your house. I'm talking about the kind you have to go outside and pump the water. Yeah, they still have them. And there's also some of them that don't even have indoor plumbing. They still use an outhouse, or do as the Indians used to do, go outside and dig them a hole. Some women still have washboards. They don't have a washing machine. They have the big metal wash tub and the scrub board. And a term that rednecks use, one of them, is sensuous. A lot of you think it's sensuous women. No. Sensuous to a redneck means sensuous up, get me a beer. And a lot of rednecks call let me see if I can say this right, chair, I think that's, anyway, we call it a cheer. I don't know, I guess it's just a southern thing. We also call our kids chillins. I know, another southern thing. Redneck family heirlooms. Some things that a redneck has as an heirloom that's been passed down for many generations is something that a lot of people would frown upon. One of those is great-great-great-grandpa's shotgun that he used to shoot his first person with. Yes, you know what happened. A lot of things are frowned upon. Redneck families thinks that is a prize. Yes. A thing that women get is great-great-great-grandmother's snuff box. I personally don't do that, but I really have had a snuff box passed down. That's just to name a few of redneck heirlooms. Another southern tradition is during Thanksgiving. The what they call a young man that comes to accountability, which I know there's a church version and there's a redneck version. The redneck version is he becomes old enough to hunt. So the last boy that has become accountable, which is old enough to hunt, he gets to go out and kill the Thanksgiving turkey. There's also a tradition, the same thing for the girls, except they don't kill the turkey, they pluck the turkey. A few gifts that redneck women like, and some of these are odd, some of these are off the wall, but I'm not sad to say, but I will say that I have seen these given. Redneck women like fresh flowers, fresh picked flowers just as much as any woman does. The only difference is a redneck woman, 99% of the time, gets fresh picked flowers out of the hayfield, which is really weeds. And you know, what other kind is there? Bring them in, get your hay fever, and make your woman happy, and then there you go. You're both happy. Women like to get a new spool of thread. You know why? We love to mend the holes that you men tear in your pants, your shirt, and we will mend these until you cannot wear them anymore. And then after you can't wear them anymore, we'll make patches out of those clothes that we can't mend anymore. Redneck women always love jewelry. I love jewelry. A redneck woman will love and cherish a washer. You know, the little metal things that goes on before the nuts on the screw, as a ring, as much as she would a diamond ring. Do you know why? We are plain folk. We love our man. If he gets it for us, it's wonderful. Couldn't have been bought or a better perfect gift. Also, and I will tell you, I have done this in my younger years. You know the straight pins that come with different colored heads? You got the pink ones, the purple ones, the yellow ones, the orange ones, all different colors. I have cut the sharp points of those off to where they won't poke in the back of my head, and worn those as earrings. I'll not tell you what I held them on with. If you want to know, ask me. An ideal Christmas present for a redneck woman. Well, an ideal Christmas present for a redneck woman is supplies to make soap so she can keep her man happy, and a new washboard. Nothing pleases a redneck woman more than making her man happy. You know, don't get me wrong. Redneck women take care of their men. Redneck men take care of their women. Here's a few things how redneck women take care of their men. They make sure it's time when it's time for their weekly bath. Yes, I said weekly. Most mountain men only take a bath once a week. Not my husband, but most mountain men. When it's time for their weekly bath, she makes sure that she draws the perfect amount of bath water from the creek. Yes. Mountain men say you're not a man unless you take a bath in creek water. And you know, there's a lot of them that still get in the creek to take a bath year around. So, you know, in the wintertime, I really can't blame them for only taking one bath a week. But whoo, do they smell. And then, when they drink too much of that homemade spirits, and they've hid one of them because they didn't want to drink it all in one night, they hide it from themselves. And when they get drunk, they want to know where it's at. We tell them where it's at because we're a good wife. But the only problem of it is when they sober up and figure out it's gone and get their gun to go to the neighbors, we have to gently break it to them that they drank that the night before. And then we have some convincing to do to make them remember, or convince them that they did drink it. They were too drunk to remember it. But now that they're sobered up, they need to think about it. And the most important thing that a redneck woman can do for her man is make sure that he's got fresh possum and chitlins and homemade flapjacks on the table, hot and ready when he gets home. Now I want to know how many of you women out there could be a redneck man's wife. How many of you could put up with the stench of a redneck man? The drinking habits of a redneck man? How many of you would enjoy the gifts that a redneck man gives? How many of you women today would enjoy sewing and mending every stitch of clothing that your man wears, that you wear, and that your children wear? Let me tell you, it's tough being a redneck man's woman. But you know what? As my granny used to say, honey, it all come out in the wash. You know, it's not that hard to keep redneck women happy. We're pretty easygoing. We got bad tempers, but we always make sure our family's happy. I always make sure that our man is happy. Make sure that our children are taken care of. Make sure that their dinner's cooked. Make sure that their house is clean. And even if we have to go out in the barn and get some straw, and get you some that twine, and you wrap it around a stick that you found out in the woods, and you sweep your house with. Even if you have to do that, you can do it. Hey, I've done that. Even if he's hung over the next morning after having a long night drinking, you have to go out and cut the firewood, because if you don't, you're not going to have any heat, and you're not going to have any way to cook. People need to think about that before you hook up with a redneck man. Redneck men are good as gold, in my opinion. They are a man of their word. They will give you the shirt off of their back as long as you're honest with them. Don't steal from a redneck man. I don't advise it. You might get by with it once. The second time, you'll be shot. Yes. So, that is my second talk show on the Redneck Talk Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. And I will be thinking of something else. Till then, I tip my hat to you. You guys have a good one.